Welcome back. Told you about this before the break. Right now, condo owners and property managers across across Florida racing to comply with the new laws in the wake of the Surfside condo collapse.
Yeah, they have until the end of the year to complete new studies on essential repairs to prevent a similar disaster. The condo associations are also now required to put in money each year to pay for future improvements.
In Tampa Bay's Chris Hurst is back, taking a deeper dive into the studies that are now forcing some folks to move.
3 years ago, the Champlain Tower South condominium partially collapsed, killing 98 people. The exact cause remains under investigation, but it's thought concrete and steel degraded and corroded after years of water penetration. The problems were well known beforehand from a reserve study, but financing began only a few months before the collapse. Ever since, Tallahassee has been changing the state Condominium Act to require more studies, more savings, and more accountability. While well-intentioned, these reforms are causing confusion and leaving some owners with massive payments they simply can't afford. All of it creating quite the condo conundrum.
One would not think that you'd run into this in a building that's a little more than 30 years old.
11 years before the Surfside tragedy, a condominium in Sarasota was in danger of collapsing.
There is a potential for the rest of the tower to come down.
Residents at Dolphin Tower had to evacuate when a crack opened up in a support slab on the 4th floor, leading to costly but necessary repairs. Years later, it's now the 101 condominium, but the work continues.
Watch your eyes. Right out here.
Property manager Cassie Gallinopoulos leads Patricia Stabler up to the roof to start survey work for a reserve study.
It is a now law-mandated reserve study for all buildings which have 3 or more stories.
All condo buildings that tall must be inspected, not only for structural defects, but to get a financial timeline of replacement of common items like roofs, flooring, and siding. It's the Florida legislature's response after Surfside to prevent another condo from falling.
Every component over $10,000 should be in the reserve. A condominium building is operating with a maintenance operating budget and with a reserve budget.
The 101 was already doing these studies after their close call more than a decade ago. They are ahead of the curve compared to most condominiums their size and age and are nearly done with their essential repairs.
We definitely every single day work diligently and hard to make sure that all of our milestones are completed and done so that we can have this behind us and enjoy the next 50 years.
And the roof looks good.
From the roof, they work their way down, looking at balconies, navigating around construction crews.
It's improvement. It's nothing bad.
Eventually ending up in the garage and generator room.
Everybody wants to live in a safe building, obviously. Everybody wants to live in a luxury building, obviously. But when it comes to those dues, they forget quickly.
The residents here have taken their lumps, with condo fees now over $1,000 a month. But a bargain compared to the bill other condo owners elsewhere have been handed this year.
101 is a great story of perseverance and doing the right thing.
I've seen special assessments from $50,000. I've heard of special assessments in the realm of $300,000.
Attorney Bryony Swift specializes in condo association law and says the Surfside collapse was a wake-up call for lawmakers. Before, associations could waive contributions to their condo's reserve fund for capital projects, and in some cases, it was decades.
I think that it's less comfortable for them to go to the local swimming pool in their community if they've just raised assessments, or even if they're talking about raising assessments.
Now the law requires payments into reserves according to the financial schedule analysts like Stabler put together. Data submitted to the Florida Department of Business and Professional Regulation shows more than 2 million condo units are in buildings 3 stories and higher. In the Bay Area, there's more than 100,000 units in Pinellas County, 35,000 in Hillsborough, 28,000 in Sarasota, and 21,000 in Manatee County.
It very well might change the condo living. It might be for people who can afford a higher dues every month versus somebody who might be on a fixed income that can't sustain those increases.
Many of the owners bought thinking it would be an affordable way to retire, a dream that could be unreachable in the future.
I think that this is an issue. If there's no other way to pay for this special assessment, they're going to necessarily have to sell and live somewhere else.
As for that deadline by the end of the year, Stabler thinks there's no way every condo will have a reserve study finished by then. She says only about 30% of them will have that study done. In studio, Chris Hurst, 10 Tampa Bay.